Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Monday, and what do we do on Mondays? Well, we act like sharks. So, sharks, this is what you got to do on Mondays. You got to walk around looking for stuff to eat and reminding everybody that you are a damn shark. Yeah, so you got to go out there like you're being shot out of a canyon, go tackle the day. And you do that by preparing the night before. You heard me talk about this time and time again. You can't just wake up and try to ad lib the morning. Make that bed, get dressed. Get your clothes set up that you're going to wear the night before, set out somewhere in plain view so you're not rummaging through your drawer, trying to figure out what's matching, what's not. If you're anything like me, I'm colorblind, so I actually have to spend a little time. That's why I like wearing, dark clothes, black clothes, brown clothes, white clothes. Those things are easy to match. Otherwise, sometimes I look like a clown. For those of you that know me, I'm not the best at color coordination, but my wife used to actually have to code, clothes, when I was wearing suit and tie. So I wasn't wearing stripes and polka dots. And, I always had things lined up in the closet because when I walk into a closet, it gives me a headache, so it was really hard to line things up. So I had to rely on my mother-in-law and my wife to get me dressed in the morning. But what I do today is before I go to bed at night, I pull everything out that I want to wear the night before and I actually set it aside. So as soon as I get up, make the bed, I take all my supplements, all my vitamins. I drink a big glass of water to jumpstart all the organs because you got to remember, you've had very little to drink while you've been sleeping at night unless you get up in the middle of the night and grab a glass of water here and there. So you need a lot of fluids to kickstart the organs, right? And then you grab the vitamins and you grab your clothes, you go shower, and then you leave the bedroom. You don't go back there. It's too easy to lay down and curl up and sleep in and all that stuff. Get up, get rocking and rolling. Remind everybody that you're a shark. But the one thing I wanted to leave you with today is this. You know what the secret to happiness is? The secret to happiness is this, is that there's no promise and there's no direction, quite frankly, in Scripture that promises or gives you direction on how to be happy. Can you believe that? Yeah. Now, I've read the Bible several times, forwards, backwards, start to finish, word by word, and I can't find anything in there that promises happiness. Now, I may have missed it, and I could be wrong, but what it does promise is a fulfilling life of abundance, right? And being fulfilled. If you give your will and your life over to the care of your higher power of authority and you just ask and kind of meditate on what his direction for your life is. But the one thing I do find happiness is helping other people. Every day I get up and I do these shout outs. Today's day 78. There are some days I don't want to do this because I have to give some thought to what I want to say. I have to read. I read enormous amount of material. Some of it is fiction, some of it's nonfiction, a lot of it's the Bible, the Scripture. I just like reading, so I read all the time. I'm reading in the morning, I read at night, I read in between, and it gives me ideas on what I want to speak to. Plus, all the private messages you guys send me kind of dictate where I want to go and kind of messages I want to send. But one of the things I have found is that regardless of where I'm at, good, bad, or indifferent, specifically if I'm down in the dumps or I'm just a little lethargic or I'm feeling sorry for myself for anything and everything, right? And I find myself constantly praying and asking for help. I'm like, wait a minute, you know what? This is ridiculous. God already knows what I want. And in Scripture, the Archangel Gabriel says, the moment you began praying, a command was given in heaven. When I read that, that was a game changer for me. The moment you began praying really stuck with me. And what it tells me is that God already knows what he's got planned for your life. And when he puts something on your heart and you begin asking him for direction on how to get there, he doesn't even need to hear the whole prayer. The Archangel Gabriel says, the moment you began praying, the command was given. And while you were still praying, action is being taken to fulfill that request, right? So what I've found is that I quite often, when I start praying for other people, when I start praying for healing for friends and family, when I start praying or just taking action, I don't do these things and I don't post them on the internet because in Scripture it says, do it out of the kindness of your heart when you're kind to other people. Don't film it. Don't post it on social media. I know what we're trying to do when we do that, but maybe leading by example, which isn't entirely bad. That's not a bad thing. But Scripture says, do these things in the privateness of, your own surroundings so that the only person that knows about it is you, the person that you're showing favor to and God will reward you handsomely for that, right? So you're not doing it to be rewarded handsomely, but what you're really doing it is to make yourself feel a little better and to help somebody else out. And it happens in the reverse order. When you help somebody else out and you see a smile on their face, you know, and they thank you or they hug you and they say, man, you know, you really lifted me up. And the private messages you guys give me, listen, I've heard from people that I grew up with that I didn't think would want to give me the time of day or even two cents worth of their time. But some of the kind remarks and all the videos that you guys share and the things I hear in the gym and on my travels from people that I see, I come across a couple of people in the gym in different parts of the country that have actually seen these videos and asked me if I'm the guy that's doing those videos. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's really cool. And then they'll just say, hey man, that's really uplifting. You know, somebody forwarded it to me or I saw you on YouTube. So that's what makes me happy. So even though the Bible doesn't promise happiness, it does say that you'll have trials and tribulations in this life, but it does say that you'll live a fulfilled, abundant life if you just give your will and your care and your life over to your higher power of authority and let him direct your steps for the life that he has planned for you. So think about that today. Go out and be that shark, be brave, be strong, go get what's yours.